Filippo, good to talk to you, and belated happy birthday as well. How are preparations going in Norway?
Thank you for the happy birthday. Preparation is going well. We are having practice in about a couple of hours here at the stadium. And yes, everything is fine. I think we are ready.
Yeah, it's the start of a really busy week for Dundalk. Molde tomorrow, obviously, then an FAI Cup final at the weekend, and then, of course, rounded off by the small matter of playing Arsenal at the Aviva Stadium.
Yeah, it's really exciting week. Really busy, but it was really a busy couple of months for us. And we hope to finish well this great season.
You won't be allowed to be involved again tomorrow night due to that ban from UEFA. When did you first hear about that ban, and what are your feelings about it?
Right before the Rapid Vienna game, they communicate us. Well, the feeling is just, I am a coach. I want to be in the sideline. I want to help the team. I want to. It's a little bit frustrating for me. We prepare all the scenario that we should be through with the coaches, but still you wanna be there. Maybe sometimes one thing is be there to the dugout, to the sideline. One thing is communicate something, which or prepare something outside. You are not there, so it's a little bit complicated. But the coaches, they are doing good job, Giuseppe and Shane, and I think we're gonna be fine. It is what it is. Ann-Marie is like that, and we have to adapt.
And along with that, you also have a €50,000 fine. That's really, it's among the harshest fines from UEFA. We've seen smaller fines for things like racism and crowd disturbances. How tough is that on the squad?
It's just unbelievable. Like you mentioned this, I was going to mention 25,000 for racism, and for shadow coaching 50,000 to a small club like Dundalk. How you can do that? I mean, I'm really concerned about, and I understand the standards. UEFA has to keep standards, right? So, and I understand everything is going on, and I am a guy that wants to respect the rules. But 50,000 is, listen, they banned me, and I think it was already enough. You want to give a fine? There are so many examples of people that broke rules. Listen, we are frustrated, but there is not much we can do. We follow rule. We do what we have to do now, and we understand. We understand the lesson. I hope it's going to be the same for everyone, right? When you apply rules, you always hope that is the same for everyone.
Were you aware that you were breaking any rules with this shadow coaching, as they call it?
We had few conversation with some of the delegates. And some they were a little bit more flexible. Some, I remember against Molde, the first time they told me, you shouldn't coach because you can have some report and some problem. So when they told me like that, I left. I went to the, at Tala, I didn't coach. I went upstairs. And then we play against Arsenal. We spoke with the delegate. It wasn't nothing major. And then I stayed to the dugout. With Rapid, I did the same. So it was a little bit, I always coach during the qualification. At the end of the day, I am the coach, but because the license, I cannot coach. Now we understood really well. It was some doubt, right? They make us understand, and we're gonna keep going in this direction like they want.
So you'll be in the stand tomorrow night. You were in the stand on Thursday night, last Thursday, against Rapid Vienna. What was your view of the game from the stand? How did you see it panning out?
The problem of the game was that Rapid is a team that change system all the time. We prepare a few scenario and they change the game. It's a team that they are really chameleontic. I don't know if it's in English is the correct word. And
when they were changing the game all the time and you weren't there on the sideline, was that difficult for you because they were altering things in midfield, we saw, and you couldn't react as quickly as you possibly would have been able to on the sideline?
Of course, if I was there, it was better, without doubt. Without doubt. I can adapt things I do all the time in 2 minutes, not because Giuseppe and Shane, they can do too, but, players, at the end, they react to the coach, right? Really, and to my communication, and sometimes communication is not really fluid. It's normal. This we are working on that with them. We can do. It took about 10-15 minutes to understand better what to do. Then when we adjusted, we did better. Even if Rapid was the better team. They were really clinical in the finishing, in their attacking, and they were more prepared than when we played them there. It was for them a really important game. It's the only game, to be honest, beside Arsenal, of course, that we really deserve to lose against Rapid. Even if the second half, listen, if we scored the penalty, I think we reopened the game because I saw them panic a little bit. The performance was the sharper that we had, but we have to put in our mind that those teams are bigger than us. Sometimes we want to do something that is, it's still bigger than us. They are better. They are better budget, but bigger team. They are, and we need to be perfect. If you want to compete with them, you need to be super perfect. And maybe it's not enough. But we are here. We compete. I think we show that we can compete. We never start the game thinking that we are losing anymore. And this is really positive. And we're going to try to compete even tomorrow night for sure and see.
Looking ahead to tomorrow night, players' confidence must be very high after an 11-0 win at the weekend in the FAI Cup.
No, it was a good night, but it's always good to win. The good thing was that the team was really professional at that loan. They respect the opponent, and when you approach the game like that, means that you respect the opponent. Because if we were going arrogant and cocky, it was a different game. Then and I think this is the good thing of this players. I am really happy. Their professionality, their attachment to the club. And I was really delighted of what they did. It's not about the result. It's not about that. Of course, we are the better team, but was the approach. And I was happy. I told them, and we have to keep going like that until the end, and hoping that we're gonna have some good results in the last 3 games.
Tomorrow kicks off the end of the season, really, the last 3 games all squeezed into that week. With so many players out of contract, are you worried about how the off-season will go? Are you approaching a critical time for the club?
Yeah, but listen, it's a critical time for everyone, for all the clubs in the world. After the COVID, the uncertainty, it's everywhere. There are so many players around the world out of contract. You don't even think about it, but super good players. So it is the case even of Ireland. I mean, it's the same thing. If we will need to spend a little bit more time on finish our roster right after the season, we're gonna do that. This is the situation. Ann-Marie, I didn't want this situation. I found this, and I have to work to make this better. With what we have, with what the work that we are doing, with what we will do, with our knowledge, with our work. So if we need to fix the team, we're going to do it. This is the situation. We have to work. There is nothing to be worried and frustrated. We know what we want to do. We know the players that we want here. Exactly, we know what we are doing. I read many things around that they are not correct, but people write, and I just read. But we are working really hard. So
are you confident that you'll be able to get, you mentioned you know the players you want, the players you need. Are you confident that you'll be able to hold on to a number of your key players that have been linked with moves elsewhere?
Yeah, we already communicate with many of the players. Now is also their decision, right? You want to stay at Dundalk? Because this is the key. If they don't want to stay, what can we do? I mean, it's not the end of the world. Trust me, there are so many good players around that they are willing to come. So that's not a problem at all. I can train any player. So it's about characteristic then. It's not about name. I know in Ireland there is this kind of obsession to say, oh my God, this player or this player, and then if this player, but the world is so big. And I'm really not really concerned about it.
In terms of your own contract, has there been any update in that regard?
Yeah, it's all set. I'm going to be here next year. Huh?
You'll be here for another year?
Yeah, sure.
Brilliant. Okay. Thanks a million for talking to us, Filippo. Best of luck tomorrow night against Molde. And I'm sure I'll chat to you after the game.
Thank you, Ann-Marie. Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.